Good morning. It's Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and I am trying to get in the habit of practicing some of the techniques that I'm learning in a business mastermind that I'm currently involved in. And one of those things is to do a live several times a week. So I'm trying to get into the habit of doing that. And today I wanted to talk about travel because literally, that is something that I love to do, and I love to go and do it with my family. And so we have three cherubs, and we have been traveling ever since they were infants. And before we had them, we traveled a lot, and we did not want to stop doing that once we had children. And so we had to figure out some ways to adapt how we traveled and allow for them to participate in the experiences. Now, granted, the caveat is that we have not made a big trip yet, like many hours on a plane. We haven't done it yet, but we definitely hope to do that soon. We have some family in New Zealand that we'd love to visit, so we're hoping at some point in the near future that we'll be able to do that. But that being said, even if you're considering traveling with your littles and you are just thinking about going across country, you are just thinking about maybe going to neighboring countries like Mexico or Canada, these are still going to be tips that are going to be helpful for you. So I basically grew up traveling, and I grew up on an island, and my mom was quite the adventurous type. She loved to go and explore, have experiences, get to know new things, get to know new people, get to know new cultures. And we did this. We explored our own island, which was Jamaica. And then we also would travel to the United States and do those kinds of things. So for me, traveling is a no-brainer. But I love the fact that we are so much alike, no matter where we go, no matter what language we speak. We share the same values, essentially. And I've talked about this before, but literally, like, as human beings, no matter what language, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we still want the same things, right? We all want to be loved. We all want a sense of family. So we all want to be able to be a part of a tribe of some sort. We all want to contribute, make our contribution to our society, whatever that may be. And then we all want to leave a mark on this world, leaving it better than the way that we found it. So that is a common human set of traits. And so no matter where you go, no matter what language you speak, you're going to find that that is the same. But what is really neat about humans is the fact that we have so many awesome habits, cultures to share. And so the only way to discover these things is to go and meet the people that are doing them, right? So whether that means going to Mexico and enjoying, fish tacos like we love to do on the beach, fresh fish tacos are absolutely amazing. Going and seeing the cultural things that happen, whether you may go and you experience the Day of the Dead or whatever other cultural thing that could be going on, these things are very priceless. It's very difficult to articulate how immensely intense a sensual experience it is, in the sense of, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're tasting, the food, the sounds, the smells, everything is absolutely going to intensify the memory for you. And the only way to build these memories really is to go out and get them, go out and explore, go out and travel. So I remember not too long ago, we go to Mexico pretty much very often. So we've gone several times over the years. And one year we went to our favorite spot, and we decided that year to take a visit to one of the wonders of the world, one of the new 7 wonders of the world, which was Chichen Itza. And it so happened that in our homeschool, we were studying the Mayan culture. And so it was tremendous to be able to go to Chichen Itza, to go to the coyote and be able to swim in one of them, and to think that in the past, this was where people were sacrificed to the water god. I mean, and it's a little macabre, but it was the most refreshing experience to be in that water and just to feel it. And you basically get the sense of how powerful the healing powers of the water are, because the water was just so refreshing, and it was a really powerful experience. And then to go to Chichen Itza and stand in the arena where the sporting games were played thousands of years ago, and to see the structure, to appreciate the architecture, the science that the Mayans put into their villages and their structures and their pyramids, and to really appreciate how advanced that technology was, and how it has withstood the test of time. And they paid attention to great detail. I mean, absolutely amazing. Like, I can't really describe it, because it is definitely something that once you've experienced it, it is so profound and almost mind-blowing. And I would say definitely mind-blowing, that you just want you want others to experience it as well. Now, definitely have Machu Picchu on the list. Haven't gotten there yet, but that is definitely on the list. And we'd like to see some of the other wonders. But that one was tremendous. The children still talk about it. We have pictures that we look at, and it just rushes back that memory, all the sounds, the smells, what we saw, the whole experience. And why did that experience occur? Because we traveled, because we left where we live and we went elsewhere, and we learned about other humans and where they live, what they went through, how they interfaced with this world and each other. And so I'm just encouraging you that if you've been on the fence about traveling because you have littles, or you've been on the fence about traveling because maybe you're just a little bit afraid of doing so because you've never done it, definitely take the step, take the plunge, even if it means traveling to another state at first, and then getting your feet wet with traveling. Maybe you don't fly, maybe you get in a car, whatever, but just getting out there and experiencing other people, other cultures, and seeing how other humans are interacting. It is huge. All right, so now the 3 tips. So, traveling with littles, I mean, there are so many things that come along with that. And I'm not going to be speaking about tips that are going to be beneficial for if your kids are really, really small, like babies, okay? Because I kind of remember, I remember some of that stuff, but I don't remember all of it. And it's pretty ironic, because I used to laugh at people who would say, what do you mean you don't remember? Yeah, I literally don't remember. Like, right now, I'm in the phase of 8 to 11, and I kind of can deal with that. I don't remember what 0 to 3 was like, even though it was not that long ago. So I'm going to be kind of talking about the age group where, essentially they're potty trained, and you don't have to bring all the extra stuff like the crib, etc. Okay? So the first tip is get your babies a passport. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a trip that's planned internationally or not. It is just a good idea for your cherubs to have a passport. And hey, Amy, thanks for joining. And you may wonder, well, how do you get a baby to take a passport picture? Oh my gosh, I had no idea until our kids have been traveling since they're about 4 months old. And literally, when we were going back and forth to Jamaica, and literally, I remember when we went to take our oldest to get his passport picture taken, they literally took a sheet, laid it on the floor, laid him on the sheet, and then took the picture. I mean, it's hilarious. And then the passport is good for 5 years, and then you have to re-up the passport. So definitely get each person in the family one of these guys. It will definitely come in handy, particularly if you decide that you're gonna do a quick trip. Getting one of these on a dime is very expensive. So otherwise, it takes probably, I don't know, depending on where you live, it takes probably about 2 weeks to get it expedited. And when I say expedited, I mean they say expedited, but really the typical time is about 2 weeks. You can get it the same day. We have done that, but I do not advise that because it is extremely expensive to do that, but it can be done. Okay, so that is my first tip. My second tip is get them used to packing, right? So get them used to packing and get them used to packing efficiently. I am still working on this. This is true confession time because I feel like we've gotten our packing situation better, but we can definitely get it even more efficient. I don't really see myself as being one of those one backpack travelers, but I do see myself as being a little bit more efficient with what we pack. Often what happens is we overpack and end up bringing back a whole bunch of clean clothes, like what we did with this last trip here. So these babies, these are like they're called packing pods, and you can get them like on Amazon or at like what is the store called, like TJ Maxx or whatever. But these things are amazing because you can have one for each member of the family, and you literally can roll the clothes. So that's another trick, a little bonus tip. Rolling your clothes lets it take up less space and it doesn't get as crushed. So you can pack pretty much a lot of stuff into one of these size things. And so teach the kids how to roll their clothes. Teach them how to put socks into shoes. Like little items can go inside of shoes. So that is another little trick. You can put your socks in their shoes, and then you're saving space that way too. So, and then when you get to your destination, you literally can drop the pack into a drawer or in a closet, and each person can just grab their pack, look for their clothes, and close it, put the pack back. And so it keeps your travel organized as well. So packing pods, that's what they're called, packing pods. So packing pods are amazing. Okay, so anytime we travel, we use packing pods. We always roll our clothes, and we always stuff socks and small items in our shoes to save space. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, sorry, because tip number 1 was get the passports. All right, and then the last tip is tip number 3, and that is and this is my version of it. You can develop your own version, but this is basically my first aid kit that I carry with me. And I have everything in here. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I have sunblock, I have antibacterial cream, I have children's Tylenol and children's ibuprofen. These are essentials to carry with you because if you're sailing, for example, like we did last week, trying to get some of these items on the ship is like astronomical. And if you try to go to like medical and try to get it, it's a lot. So go to Walmart or wherever and stock up on your children's Tylenol and your children's Motrin, and get your antibacterial cream and all that stuff, and create your first aid kit. Other things that I have in here, and this is just mine, because we were on a ship. I had I had the anti-nausea patch in here. I have Dramamine, children's Dramamine. I carry these packs, these like capsaicin patches, just in case anybody gets a backache. I have another little mini kit with everything like rubbing alcohol, Band-Aids, burn cream, you name it, it's in here. Mosquito repellent, sunscreen, because we have to get like SPF 50 or higher, and making sure that it is reef friendly. Learned that the last trip. I have to probably revise my kit and make sure that we have reef friendly materials in here. So you put together your nice little and like antacid. So I have Zantac in here. I have milk of magnesia in here. These are all the things you want to have in your pack because you want to be prepared just in case somebody gets sick. You have everything that you need. All right. So those are my 3 tips. Grab a passport for everybody in the family. Get that squared away. It doesn't matter if baby is super little. They put them on a blanket or on a sheet and take their picture just the same at the post office. Number 2 is use packing pods. Roll your clothes. Stick things in your shoes to maximize the amount of space that you have. Try not to overpack like we typically tend to do. And then 3 is you put together a first aid pack that you carry with you that has all of those awesome essentials that are going to be great to have in case anybody gets a bump or a bruise or a sunburn or, gets bitten by a mosquito, blah, blah, blah. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that you will take the plunge if you have littles to travel, because it is so awesome. And the last thing I'm going to say is, please don't not do it because you're worried that they're not going to remember. That's what pictures are for. Take lots of pictures and you can go back and they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. You'd be surprised at what they remember because they're absorbing everything that they're surrounded by, and it's just an enriching experience for them to be able to explore and get to know more than what they're seeing every single day. So that's my plug for traveling. And I hope that you will have an amazing day today. I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness. Have a good one.